Alright, hello and welcome back to Tom Q's Tech Tips. Today I've got an exciting topic. Haven't been on for a while, but this one's a good one to start back. It's called Super Simple ATEM SuperSource Animation. And the only way that I know for SuperSource animation to be simple is with an app called MixEffect Pro that is coming out on the App Store this week. I've been in the beta test, and anyway, it's really nice. And I'm just going to go ahead and switch over to my view of the iPad right away. This app is actually available on the. Let's go ahead and just switch to this one. It's available on the iPad and the iPhone. And it's actually a super comprehensive app for managing and controlling your ATEM, not just the ATEM Extremes, but really anything from the Mini on up. So I got this app shortly after the review that John Barker did. Let me just switch back over to this view. And at that time, I had the ATEM Mini Pro ISO, and I was basically using this app to manage my macros. So I do not have one of the Elgato little pads for switching the buttons. I forgot the name of it. I can't afford one of those. So anyway, to me, this has been a great little app. It allows you to color code things, put icons on them. And so anyway, at about the same time that I discovered the app, I was agonizing over getting the ATEM Mini Extreme ISO, and decided to take the plunge. Not so much for the SuperSource. That was kind of a little idea in the back of my head that it might be something cool. I hadn't really seen a whole lot going on with that. That really was like, you've got to have SuperSource. But I really did want the extra HDMI out, and I really did want the extra USB-C. So, and also the headphone. I'm monitoring this in real time, which was not possible with the Mini Pro ISO. So anyway, as I was experimenting with this app, the developer of this app, Adam, I'm not sure how to say his last name, Adam Toe. Adam gets his own ATEM Mini Extreme, and he's starting to develop some SuperSource for it. So I'm going to go over here and tap on SuperSource. And it's really incredible what's going on here. So I tinkered around with animating SuperSource based on some of the other videos that other folks are doing. I do not have a PC, so I couldn't use the Just Macros option. I don't have the pad by Elgato, so I don't. I don't know why I can't think of the name of it. So I couldn't really use the macro kits that A to Z Productions was offering, and I also spent probably 3 or 4 hours tinkering with the XML to adjust, to try to make my own, and they were kind of jumpy because I wasn't doing the math right. So anyway, I'm just super excited for this, and I'm going to go ahead and tap up here on the show all. So when this is actually the preset that we're on. I made this one to have me and the iPad on the screen at the same time. So I'm gonna go ahead and show all the ones that we've got here, and we'll just here we go. All right, so these little guys are being rendered live. And so I'm going to go ahead and just tap a few buttons here so you can see some animation. So I'm just tapping. I should probably keep the probably keep the iPad on the screen, but, and so anyway, I've been tinkering around this trying to get it the way I want. There's actually a ton of preset ones that you can just jump in and use without doing any tweaking at all. Of course, these are not quite working for what I'm doing, but anyway, so I have developed my own up here at the top. Let's switch back to this view right here where you can see a little bit better. I've tweaked these right here, and so for the uses that I have, which is mostly going to be one-man show type things. So I want to be able to show my picture when I'm teaching, and so that's going to involve, let's just say I'm, tap this one up here. Let's imagine that this slide here is a screen of a Mac, and I'm, doing some tutoring on that. So my face is in the image just slightly, or I might want to switch and actually fill the screen with the Mac interface, and then have my picture actually in there. And I've got some set to where I can move it around. And I tell you what, I tried to get the macros to do this where I could animate from A to B. Where's my fourth one? I guess I thought I made one with number 4, but oh, there it is. So I tried to do this with macros, and it would reset my A to B points. So this is just, it was super frustrating. And so we're going to bring that back down. And I'm actually going to flip back over to what I'm doing on the iPad. So, all right, there we go. All right, so anyway, if I can do this, I don't know coding, I don't know any of this stuff, then I can safely say that this is super simple. What I'm going to do is I'm going to actually modify one of my presets. I'm going to use the one, where are we? Let's see. So I'm going to modify the one that has my phone in it, and I want it to kind of combine it with this one where I'll have 3 things on the screen. I'll have the iPad as number 1, I'll have the phone as number 2, and then I'll have my picture at the top. So I'm going to start with this preset right here. And so I'm actually going to go up to the top, and I'm going to tap SuperSource, and I'm just going to start tinkering with it. But I'm going to be very careful to save a new preset instead of modifying this one, so I can keep this one. So I'm just going to slide down here, and I'm going to turn on actually my idea, and I'm going to switch back to my face for a second. My idea here was I wanted to have all the boxes turned on all the time so that they would animate properly into the picture. So anyway, let's go back to this view here. And so all the boxes are turned on. And you can actually see over here on the right, this is box number 2. Let's see, this would be box number 2, and then box number 1 is up here in the corner. That's my picture. So that's the one that I want to bring into the screen, so on this particular event. So I'm just going to come down a little bit, and I'm going to change the X and Y position. So we'll start with the Y position and pull it down a little bit. And then we'll take the X and pull it actually into view. And in order to fit the phone and trying to think, so I think we're going to have to slide up a little bit more and make it smaller. So make the picture and picture smaller. And actually, so you're seeing this live? I think you are. You're actually seeing it modify live on the screen. So now I need to come over to box number 2, and drop it down in size. So we'll bring it down to about the same width as the, all right, just my finger instead of that. There we go. Well, I'm not sure why you're not seeing it move. Maybe I picked the wrong box. Oh, you know what? Yep, I picked box number 2. You can actually see it changing size over there on the right. So this is actually box number 3 that I want to do. So I'm going to pull that down in size. And let's change the Y position, and we'll get it down there as far as I can go. Maybe bring it over a little bit to the right. I think I will use my sliders to do that with the trackpad. It's actually easier with the trackpad. So if you have a, I'm using a Bluetooth trackpad. This is actually what I need to bring it down a little bit more. We'll bring it all the way. Come over here. I'm going to bring it all the way down to the edge of the box of the border. And I'm going to then come back to box number 1 and tweak it a little bit more. All right, and so I'm going to scale it down just a little bit more. And we'll move it over to kind of be centered. So it's going to be the X. All right. So now, and I'm just going to scale it just a little bit more because I want it to not cover any of the move it up, lower Y, just raise that up just a tad. Oh, all right. So I was about to say this is the iPad Pro 9.7, which is actually goes back quite a few years now. I've actually been tinkering with this mostly on an iPad Mini 4, which is even slower than this one. So if you've got if your OS is 14.1 or greater, you can use this app. So anyway, I need to come over here before I forget, and I'm going to hit this little plus right here. And, well, new SuperSource layout. So I've forgotten what I've been calling this. So I'm going to call this, I will just call it iPhone, iPad, and Cam 1. And type OK. And then I'm going to come back over to actually the view all, that's right. Whoops, what did I just do? I'll tell you what I just did in a minute. So this is a little issue that I'm having. So let me, let's go ahead and bring that back. And so what just happened was, because my boxes are outside the frame, I was trying to tap show all, and I actually tapped probably box number 3 that's sticking out here on the edge. So these previews are completely live, and so if you've got boxes that are not in the frame, then you can actually accidentally touch them. So anyway, I think I'm gonna end up making the boxes that are outside the frame a little bit smaller so that I don't accidentally do that. But anyway, I'm tapping. See, I did it. I actually just did it again. So I'm gonna tap down View All, not on the icon itself, and see if we can do that. There we go. And so I'm gonna go find my new preset, which starts with the letter I. So these are alphabetical, except for, there it is, iPhone, iPad, and Cam 1. And I'm gonna long press on this, and it brings up a thing where you can actually add favorites. So I'm gonna turn this one into a favorite, which is gonna pop it up to the top areas. So these ones that have kind of the orange background, these are ones that I put in my favorites. And since it's There it is, right there. So now when I tap this, there we go. Just animates right in. If I bring up the one that's just the phone, it will do that. It will bring me back in. So I am super duper excited about this. Oops, I actually just tapped my something else on the screen there, which I'm not sure if you can see it. Actually, you probably could see that. I'm not going to be using a lot of these other presets. I just wanted to show you, these are mostly ones that were included. So there's a whole lot of stuff. All the ones I'm tapping right now were kind of included. And you can, here's another one. So you've got a lot to play with without even learning how to manage the boxes and stuff. But I have come up and I've started doing my own things here, and let's tap that. Well, I don't know why let's do it on this other screen. So I don't have my iPad mini on the screen. But let me bring up the phone here. Let me just, I just want to show you this. So I can tap SuperSource on my phone, and we'll tap View All. And I can actually be doing this from any of them. They can all be, don't know why that's not coming in. There we go. All right, so I've got two different devices, and you know, it doesn't matter which one I touch. It's going to do it. No matter, I'm actually activating this on the phone now. So anyway, I'm super excited about it. But again, there need to be other videos made about this app, because it's going to be useful for more than just the people that have bought the Extremes. The developer of this app, ATEM, is super active with it, so it's not like an app that was made 4 years ago and has been abandoned. This one's actually being actively worked on, and so anyway, you know, whatever I touch, I can actually control the ATEM on here, and do all the different things that I could do with the actual buttons on the switcher or the ATEM software. But man, what do I need to go in there for? I mean, if I just come over to SuperSource, I can kind of manage the whole show. Now, if I want to, I can get out of SuperSource, and I think I've got another camera live over here. So I just pressed the auto button. It just went out of SuperSource to Cam 2, which is I'm currently not using in any of these. But if I tap auto again, it's going back to the rest of it. So anyway, let's go back to, that would be full number 2. This is my slide here. So let's go to the next slide. This should be showing up in the App Store like any day now. And one very cool thing, let me see if I can bring myself in here. One very cool thing about it is you're going to be able to download the app and play with it without buying it outright initially. You'll get, let's see here. There's a 30-day trial, and I did not want to do that just yet. Shoot. There's a 30-day trial. Do I have this like automatically going to the next thing? Yes, I do. Shoot. Okay. Well, anyway, let's just get back to the view with me and the iPhone and MixEffect Pro. There's going to be some super basic functionality that works without buying anything, from my understanding, and then 30-day trial of everything before you decide to take the plunge. And I tell you what, I'm ready to give ATEM my money. This thing, it's amazing. I mean, I've spent $50 in labor on trying to make XML work. So for some super simple things, and so I feel like I've made a giant leap into a world that I know nothing about, and there's so much to explore here. Unfortunately, for those of you that don't have any iOS devices, this is iOS only, and Adam is super into all the things that that Apple has baked into iOS. So there's some functionality that I really don't know a lot about, but it's with shortcuts, iOS shortcuts, that can actually unleash even more power in this. So anyway, you need to download this app as soon as it hits the App Store if you have an ATEM. If you have an ATEM Extreme, you need to buy this app. I mean, it's just, they might as well tack an extra $50 on at Blackmagic and just give you this app. But so anyway, I think that's it. I'm kind of ecstatic about it. And so I don't like to make videos about something that other people have already covered. And so far, nobody else is covering this. You know, it's like nobody's talking about this MixEffect Pro, which has been in beta, and Adam's had the SuperSource working for about a week or so. So anyway, thanks for tuning in. This has been Tom Q, Tom Q's Tech Tips. For those of you that have been following the channel, I have sold my Roland V1 HD and the Atomos Ninja that I used to record with that. It's just super exciting stuff going on with the ATEMs, and so anyway, thank you for tuning in, and hope to see you soon. Have a good day.